Today, kiddies, we're going to make sausage rolls for dummies. Okay, let's get started. So for this you're going to need 10 sheets of puff pastry, some mixed herbs, an egg and 4 tubes of sausage meat. Okay, so you'll empty the sausage meat into a bowl. I'm doing 2 lots here. Then add in your herbs and then mix it well. So at this step, some people like to put onion in there. You can put tomato sauce, you can put cheese, you can put carrot, really whatever you want. In this case, I'm just keeping it nice and simple and just adding in the mixed herbs. Okay, so this is the fun part again. You're going to get your hands messy. I should have pointed out you're going to get your hand messy all the way through this. So on each sheet you're going to lay 2 rows of sausage meat. As you can see, it doesn't have to be perfect, just sort of roughly running strip along the bottom and along the top there. After a while you'll get to know how much you need to put in there. When you're doing lots of them, if you need to adjust the amounts on each sheet of pastry, when you get to the end, you can certainly do that. Anyway, that's showing you how to do it there. So all going well, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. As you can see, I'm only doing 5 sheets at a time here. Okay, so now comes the roll-up part. You can see here I'm using water just to wet the pastry so that the seams will actually stick together easier. Just cut down the middle. And with these sheets I tend to leave the plastic backing sheet on. I just find it a little easier to roll them over, at least one side anyway, and also doesn't stick to whatever you're working on by leaving the plastic on there. So that's one. You can just roll this, turn this around and work on the other side. This one's always a little tricky because you haven't got that overhang on the plastic sheet, but you'll figure it out. Cool, and as we talked about in the previous bacon and egg video, the longer you leave the pastry out, the softer it gets, so you want to have this at least to room temperature before you start playing around with it like this. Now sausage rolls, you can cut them into 4s or whatever you want, and in this case I'm just cutting them into 6s. And then you put them onto a piece of baking paper on a tray and make sure they're evenly spaced. I think in this instance I'm using like two or three trays to get this all done. So here I'm just making up a glaze. This is just 1 egg and a little bit of water thrown in, just sort of getting a bit of a whisk, and she's good to go. So I can use one fresh little brush and just wipe this on top of, just gives it a bit of a glaze. When it's in the oven it'll go golden brown when it's all done. You don't have to do it, it's just a bit something a bit fancy if you want to do it. Okay, so oven time. So I'm just putting in the 3 trays at evenly spaced positions in the oven. Okay, so we put this in the oven at about 220, I think it was, and probably 15 minutes I think will be used, but you may have to do it for 20 minutes depending on your oven. Okay, so here's the finished article. This will give you a bit of an idea of how many sausage rolls this recipe will actually make. This lot's actually for my flatmates' family get together tomorrow. So that's it. Have a crack at it, as I said. Again, not too much you can go wrong. May all your baking be successful, and until next time, have a good one.